This is Tecker 911, episode 90, Power Saving Tips. I'm Jordan Berman.
And I'm Dame.
And we're going to talk to you about how to conserve power among all your electronic devices.
So nowadays, lots of portable devices, laptops, cell phones, PDAs, run on batteries. And people seem to always be complaining their device is running out of power. So we're going to show you some tips to make it not run out of power.
So a lot of devices, you can control the brightness of the screen. When you plug them in, generally the brightness increases, and then when you plug it in, you notice it dims a little, and the maximum brightness actually gets lower. You can actually set the maximum brightness level from when you unplug it, and so that to conserve energy. And what I like to do, at least with my cell phone, is I have my brightness level as low as possible, so that I can always conserve energy.
Yeah, same on my cell phone. I just use the lowest brightness, and it's fine. I can see. In addition, lots of cell phones, I know Blackberries and the iPhone have an auto brightness, so it'll sense how much light there is and adjust the brightness automatically. For example, right now, the sun is really bright, so it turned the brightness on my device up a lot so I could actually see it. But inside, where it's dark, it would turn the brightness down to conserve power.
Another thing is that computers use a ton of power. The CRTs are old, they're not even they're nothing near what modern power efficiency is. So one thing you can do is take your old CRT, put that aside, recycle it, and buy yourself an LCD. LCDs use a lot less power than a CRT does.
Yeah, another hard drive tip is not by writing a ton of files, like copying tons of files randomly when you're on your battery. That uses a lot of power because the computer has to keep the hard drive spinning.
Also, there's a new type of hard drives called solid state. It's sort of like a flash drive, but it's a full-size hard drive. And those actually consume less power than a regular good old hard drive.
And they're faster.
Another thing you can do is for desktops is change your power supply. They actually make special less energy consuming power supplies for computers.
They're called 80 plus certified desktop power supplies. The next thing you want to look at, especially for your laptop, is your computer's processor. To keep your processor running really fast, use a ton of power. So to make sure it's not running really fast, don't run a bunch of 3D exciting apps like games and the Adobe Creative Suite and stuff like that, if you don't need to. If you need to, then you do.
Most operating systems have a power saver option, and you can fine-tune the settings in there to make it more aggressive.
Such as how fast you're going to let your processor go when it's on battery. Depending on how fast your processor is, you can probably set that maybe like 50%, even 30% if you really want to save power. This will make applications run slower. However, it saves a lot of power.
Another thing is, all from XP, I believe 2000 and up, there is actually an option on how long your screen will stay on, how long your hard drive will run, and you can set your sleep settings.
Forget about the screensaver. Screensavers on modern displays, you don't need them, and having your display on when it's on battery power just to view pretty little pictures is absolutely a waste of power. So just make sure your screen turns off before your screensaver starts up.
Also, don't keep your computer on all the time because you're just running yourself down and wasting power.
Alright, yeah, to not keep it on, you can either go into hibernate mode, which completely saves what you're doing right now to the disk and shuts off the computer. Or you can go into standby, which just disables like the screen and a couple other things. And then once you need it, you press a button and it turns on pretty quickly. Alright, you can unplug extra mice, scanners, printers, USB devices, any of that junk that you're not using, you just unplug that because that takes up power from your laptop.
So one thing you can do is you can actually buy an extended battery. As you can see, this battery actually sticks out because it's not designed to be flush because of the extra cells.
In addition, some notebooks, especially tablet PCs, you have your normal battery on the bottom right here, and then you have another drive. This is a CD DVD drive, but you can put a battery in here as well and get hours of battery life out of that.
Another thing you can do to conserve battery life is if you're just writing a paper or something on your computer, you can turn off the Wi-Fi and conserve power that way. And let's say you never use Bluetooth, or you have a Bluetooth mouse, but you're just using the regular mouse that comes with the computer, you can turn that off.
Yeah, a lot of computers have a hardware switch. You just flip the switch. In Mac, you can just click the wireless airport and click turn airport off.
For newer cell phones, there's the new network 3G, and that pulls a lot of power from the battery of the cell phone. To conserve power, you can actually turn off 3G. You might have to Google or find the device to find this proper way to turn it off, but there is a way to turn off 3G.
Yeah, turning off 3G networking will probably save you a lot of power. And another tip, if you're just text messaging, 3G doesn't make it any faster, so you might as well just turn that off. Another thing on cell phones is GPS, in addition to Bluetooth. Eats a lot of power, so you can turn off your GPS and Bluetooth on your cell phone if you're not using them.
Because of conflicting information on laptop batteries, make sure you actually look up the type you have and the proper ways to conserve energy, whether it be to take it out or whatnot.
Yeah, it's differences between like lithium ions and all the different battery types. So you're going to make sure that you're not breaking your battery by following wrong advice.
Just remember, turn off unneeded activities on your computer and cell phones, and also make sure you unplug unnecessary items around the computer.
I'm Dame.
I'm Jordan Berman.
Long live your battery.
To watch this episode again or to watch any of our prior episodes, you can visit our website 911.tecker.net, T-E-C-K-E-R. And on the website we have our prior episodes, as well as you can view them directly on the website, or you can download them in WMV for Windows, iPod or QuickTime format for your iPod, or if you have iTunes installed, an MP3 audio-only version of the show, and a WMV HD version of the show, which you can download via BitTorrent that looks really, really clear and in pristine HD quality. And instructions for downloading via BitTorrent are also on the site. On the right-hand side, we have more information about us and about each of the members of the show, as well as quick links to all of our prior episodes and links to the RSS feeds for each of the formats that we release the show in, and links to subscribe to the show in iTunes if you have an iPod, an Apple TV, an iPhone, any Apple device. You can click on that link in either video or audio format. You can also in iTunes search for Tecker, T-E-C-K-E-R, in the iTunes store, and then you can find our podcast that you can subscribe to free. Also, if you do not have an iPod, if you have like a generic MP3 player, then you can use you can still listen to our show if on our website you subscribe to this MP3 audio version in a feed catcher, in a podcatcher like Juice. You can search for Juice on Google, download that program, and then it'll load the shows automatically onto your generic MP3 playing device. If you have any questions about the show or about technology, you can send us an email at 911@tecker.net, or you can leave us a voicemail at 610-572-2847. Thank you so much for watching Tecker 911.